And with that being said, I'm also going to be talking about the Charlie Kirk incident. Like, it was really sad how he got shot in the neck. I hope his family is doing well and healing from the trauma. And the crazy thing is, to this day, people are still commenting anonymously saying, "Oh, this and this, Charlie was a dickhead, oh, this and blah blah blah," like talking a lot of shit about him, saying how, "Oh, his family should die as well." Not only that, but they also send death threats to people who supported him. Like, it is really, really awful. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be playing the audio for uh Charlie Hurt, whatever. Anyways, let me know if y'all hear it properly. Hold on a second.
Been nearly 24 hours since the shooting happened. The manhunt, though, continues for this killer. We're expecting to get another update from authorities in about 30 minutes or so. We begin our team coverage with NBC4's Conan Nolan. He is live from the newsroom with the latest on this investigation. Conan.
That's right. To that degree, police in Utah have offered that $100,000 reward. They're looking for help from anyone who can apprehend the person responsible for yesterday's murder of political activist Charlie Kirk. They believe they have the weapon that was used and an image of their suspect. Surveillance footage from a building stairwell of a person of interest, a man appearing to be of college age, who police believe may be the one who, with one bullet, took the life of political activist Charlie Kirk in yesterday's horrific shooting at Utah Valley State University near Provo.
After the shooting, we were able to track his movements as he moved to the other side of the building, jumped off of the building, and fled off of the campus and into a neighborhood. Our investigators have worked through those neighborhoods, contacting anybody they can with doorbell cameras, witnesses, and have thoroughly worked through those communities, trying to identify any leads.
Police believe the assassin shot from a distance roughly 200 yards away, then jumped off the roof. Investigators were able to recover a high-powered bolt-action rifle in a nearby wooded area adjacent to a neighborhood. They believe that is the weapon the gunman used. Tom Winter covers terrorism and security issues for NBC News.
Should they be able to trace that gun, that's not always something that's possible if there's any sort of homemade parts on it, although that appears not to be the case here. If they can trace this in any way, then that could be helpful as well. Even if it was not a legal sale or a handoff, they would at least be able to go to the last person that they have paper on and conduct their investigation from there.
Police believe this was a targeted attack at the Turning Point USA event on campus, which had extensive pre-publicity, with many on campus knowing that Charlie Kirk was going to begin his nationwide conservative tour on this campus, where Kirk routinely engages in political discourse and debate with people who don't agree with him. The 31-year-old father of two young children routinely voiced optimism that face-to-face dialogue was fundamental to a healthy society, a principle for which he gave his life. On Capitol Hill today, lawmakers pleading for civil discourse.
This is detestable. What's happened. Political violence has become all too common in American society, and this is not who we are.
Violence, which affects so many different people of so many different political persuasions, is an affliction of America. And coming together is what we ought to be doing.
As House Speaker Mike Johnson and Minority Leader in the Senate Chuck Schumer of New York, the President of the United States says he's going to speak with the family of Charlie Kirk today. Vice President J.D. Vance is going to Utah to pay his own respects and take part in whatever investigation is underway. We expect a news conference within a half hour. I'm Conan Nolan, NBC4 News.
You know, Conan, President Trump announced this morning Charlie Kirk will be awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom. I want to talk about the optics of doing that, but also what does that tell you about the significance of who Charlie Kirk was?
Well, he was, that's actually not a surprise. Charlie Kirk didn't have all that many great things to say about Donald Trump when Donald Trump first ran for office back in 2016, but he came around. And it is believed he may be responsible for President Trump's reelection because it was Charlie Kirk who went to campuses in battleground states and helped turn out young men who turned out in large numbers for Donald Trump. So he was fundamental to the conversion of so many young people to the conservative movement, which is what Charlie Kirk was beginning to do once again in Utah yesterday when he was starting that college tour.
All right, Conan, thank you so much for that. Yeah, and he really did inspire a lot of younger people to just debate, right?
Correct.
Very interesting. All right, thank you. And so the conversation around the shooting is stretching far beyond this investigation itself. We want to bring in Brian Levin, the founder of the Center for the Study of Hate and Extremism at Cal State San Bernardino. Brian, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you. And irrespective of some of the views which Mr. Kirk exhibited, which I found odious, the idea that our marketplace of ideas is going to be censored in some way by violence is unacceptable in America. Thank you for letting me say that.
You know, Brian, first of all, I want to begin by asking you, how did you hear the news yesterday that Charlie Kirk had been shot on a college campus?
Well, I monitor violence and extremism on all forms of social media, and that's where I found out about it first. Oftentimes, those kinds of pieces of information can be woefully wrong. But what I found so terrifying was how widely available, even before news networks decided to have a gatekeeping process, the horrible videos of him getting shot. And my heart goes out to him and his family. But one of the things that we're in an age now where if you're a public figure, you can be impacted by hate, and you can also promote it with an impact. Vice President Vance, during the election, said immigrant Haitians were eating pets. September of last year, you had more anti-black and anti-ethnic hate crimes that month than the whole for the city of Springfield the year before and the year before that of any hate crime. So what I'm saying to you is the discourse out there at the highest levels that needs to be cleaned up, and the social media platforms that allow this kind of horrible aggression to be ubiquitous is unacceptable. And these social media companies are not even cooperating with respect to a clear accounting as to what their terms of service are and how they're enforcing them. One last thing, the Trump administration turned back restrictions on adjudicated mentally ill people from having easy access to firearms. The Trump administration reversed that. What we've seen this year is not only a diversity with respect to ideology, but we're seeing a lot of lone males, oftentimes 18 to 26, committing acts of targeted violence, some because of a real defined, rigid political position, others because of a general hatred, some kind of psychological distress or desire for revenge.
Brian, you're talking about social media, the videos that we've all seen on social media just circulating as we're going through our feed. It's horrendous. I'm going to be honest with you. How do we turn down this climate, this temperature that we're currently seeing?
Well, it's very difficult as long as, and bear with me, stereotypes and misinformation, which can sometimes be entertaining or even if not offensive, can there are things that can draw people online. So I'm not trying to make judgment calls here, although we must. But the bottom line is we have a much more sticky type of social engagement. It's stratified across various platforms, and it's stovepiped and tribal. So when we have high transmitters, that will rain down across the spectrum. And one of the things we're seeing, a disturbing number in the millions of people who believe that violence is a legitimate way to resolve political disputes. We're talking the millions, somewhere from the high single digits all the way up to almost a quarter or more. So we have to make sure that our modeling is such that we're talking to each other, not at each other. Try to not spread aggression, which is political currency, and also not stereotypes and misinformation. One of the things Charlie Kirk was, while he engaged people, he also spread stereotypes. The problem is it can go out of the mainstream and into an increasingly elastic pool of angry or psychologically distressed people. So when the temperature is turned up in general, there are loose cherries that will act on it. This is a terrible thing, and we now have access to firearms in an increasingly freewheeling socio-political online milieu.
And here's the thing, Brian, is that we should be able to have these healthy debates on college campuses, at the dinner table, anywhere. Brian Levin, thank you very much for joining us today. Appreciate it.
So yeah, that's the whole like Charlie Kirk situation. It's riggedy, and I'm glad that they changed the laws on why trans people shouldn't own guns. Because lately there's been like too many school shootings because of trans people. Because and one more thing, wait, before I say anything else, I just want to say rest in peace to the people that lost their lives to the shootings. And I also want to be talk about how good my loot is. Like, look at this. It is insane. I have a fucking airstrike. Oh, there are more on the right. I'm gonna sneak up from them from behind. Go over here. Yeah, we're gonna pretend we did not see that. We're just gonna go farther. Let's see what else happens. Let's see. Oh, yeah, that's what I was missing. So now that we have 3 kills, I'm going to talk about a story time. Even though you guys may not have requested any story times, I'm gonna do one anyways. So one day when I was getting ready for high school, I got my shoes on and whatnot. I was going to school in a van, you know, just your typical day, nothing too special. And when I arrived to school, I went through the cafeteria and through like the gates and whatnot. And as I was going to the classroom, I went in like silent until I was like low-key tired and shit. Like I was like didn't want none of it. I didn't want no one to mess with me or nothing of that. And as this was like happening, the dude I used to know like from school and not, we're going to call him Pot. So Pot was a stoner. He came to school that morning high out of his fucking mind. Like I'm talking about he was baked like a dough bread, like straight up. Like he reeked of fucking marijuana. Like his eyes weren't just pink or red; they were stop sign pink. I'm talking about like straight red. Like it would, like when I saw him, it was unbelievable. And worst of all is, when he came to the class, he was still taking those quick hits, those sneaky ones, like the 1-2 puff, like you know what I'm saying? Like he been doing that shit. Like it's crazy. Like this dude was a straight stoned up. And as he was like seeing shit, hearing things, whatnot, it was from all types of things. And he was craving the munchies. I'm talking about like bad cravings. And during this time, it was like a breakfast, like we're all eating food and whatnot. He got his share of food, but he still wanted more. And I was still eating food. And as I got seconds, I see him coming around and say, "Hey, can I get juice?" I told him, "Nah, no, thank you, bro." Like I was like telling him no. It was like, "Come on, man, let's do this. I'm gonna pay you back." You know what I'm saying? And as this was going on, he decided to start some goofy shit, like hitting my fucking desk. I start shaking it, doing all this weird shit. And as this was going on, the tension was so thick. Like I'm talking about, you breathe the tension, you could cut the tension with a knife. And as the tension was thickening, he was like, "Oh, well, this night you won't fight me," and that's when I was like, in my head, I was like, "You know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna fight him." So I got up, I approached him with a smooth walk. Like I was talking about, I ain't worried about nothing, I'm chilling, can handle business. And when he looked at me, saw me coming, we started throwing hands and whatnot. You know, like haymakers going on, boom, 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 boom. Like kicks going on, boom, boom, boom. And then that's when I uh I punched him in the eye socket, like bah bah bah. Like it was going on for like how many? Well, like cussing each other out in the process, like bah bah bah. Like it was crazy. And then eventually, that's when I fucking uh punched him like probably like 5 times. Like I pushed him to the wall. Like I'm not talking about like just push, but like I shoved him so hard to the wall that his back was scraped off the wall. Mind you, the wall was very tough, like really tough. So when I pushed him off, I shoved him hard on the wall. His whole back was bleeding, and then as that his whole back was bleeding, it was like nasty. So as his whole back was bleeding, I hit him 5 times in the head, like boom, 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 boom. And then as that was going on, I made his nose bleeding, boom, boom, boom. And then I went to the fucking security room. Then that's when they started calling me out saying, "Oh, I'll go back to the fucking security. Listen to this video," because I was really in trouble. But eventually, they called me. The dude that was fighting called through the radio saying, "Come on, you bitch ass nigga, come fight me with this and that, blah, 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 this and that." I was about to grab the fucking radio and start talking shit until one of the stammers stopped me and shit. And that's when I was talking to the fucking stammers that worked there. And I was talking about, "Oh, hey, this fucker deserved it, this and that, blah, blah, blah." And this fuckers told me not to, and one of the ladies there, she told me, "Yeah, he fucking deserved it. I don't give a fuck if they fire me and shit." That's what she's saying. She said all that shit. She was really cool. And the next day, it's gone to that. And the crazy part is, well, all this time, we were all chilling and partying and whatnot inside the room and shit, watching movies. And this little fucker, after I came back to school, and like 2 days after I came back to school, and it was in the little spot there, me and the homegirls were like talking and shit. and we're saying, "Ooh, you fucked him up, you made him bleed or not?" And everyone is happy. I get word of him talking about, oh, he has demon in his head, oh, he has sick in the mind, oh, he's gangster and wants a rematch. So after a month after the incident, some big black dude calls both of us to the room, and then that's when he tells us, oh, we need to make up, and tell us not to do it again. He was also telling us to settle our differences, and saying, oh, we can work together and just can't do it again. And short story, the time where we were like separated, when I was in the room and he was in the classroom, he like broke the one of the counselor's favorite mugs, and she was very sad about it. She like the dude was acting like a whole bitch, throwing little tantrums and shit. And while that was going on, bro was fucking trying to act stupid and try to like act this that blah blah blah. And while this was going on, the broken glass from Council's mug, I grabbed a shard of the glass. I was trying to use it as a shank if it went down, like if it ever come down to it. And he tried some stupid shit, I was shank. Mind you, this whole time I was wearing black Air Forces, so I was really on that time. And then eventually, after we were done apologizing, the dude forced us to shake each other's hand. Like he even kept us there until we didn't shake hands and shit. After we made up, we put aside our differences, and then we we after the whole situation, I was talking to the counselor, saying, "Oh, I could have shanked him if I wanted to. Like he's a whole bitch." And everyone said, "Oh yeah, I'm really like that. You're not." Anyways, that's the end of the story. Get see y'all. So.